Hello everyone. Welcome to Spooky Recaps. Today I will show you drama, crime, fantasy series called Hellbound. Enjoy. Few people watching a video in a cafe. In the video, Young Jin-soo claims that angels arrive and bound people to hell, and then he shows a video of 3 monsters beating a man to death. A man nearby seems nervous as he notices the time 1:20 p.m. Suddenly 3 giant monsters enter the cafe and chase after the man. Eventually, they grab him and smash him against a few vehicles. The man has shredded apart until his death. All 3 monsters take his soul and reduce him to ashes, before all disappearing in front of everybody. At the police station, all detectives discuss the incident as they have plenty of video evidence. Detective Kyung-hoon appears interested in a video by Young Jin-soo called The New Truth, but his superior tells him to get off his phone. However, once his superior stops giving out orders, he tells Kyung-hoon to look into the new truth. The new truth is God's work to bring those to hell who deserve it. Kyung-hoon tells his colleague it does not matter if they are good or bad, they need to be brought to justice. Kyung-hoon checks out the crime scene, but there's not a lot of evidence apart from bloodstains. They see Jin-soo already there giving a speech about what happened to the man. He presents the prophecy to an audience, showing videos of criminals facing the consequences for their sins. He states it is God's work, showing us what hell is like. He believes it's a sign to show we should be more righteous. Kyung-hoon and his colleague talk to Young Jin-soo regarding the murder case. Through a conversation between Jin-soo and Kyung-hoon, it is revealed that Kyung-hoon's wife was murdered by a man who ended up serving a light sentence due to his drug use, and he was left to take care of his daughter on his own. However, Kyung-hoon gets distracted after seeing his daughter Jin Hee-jong nearby and wonders why she's in the city. She knows Young Jin-soo and helps out his cause. Young Jin-soo tells them where he first saw the monsters. He tells them that he planned to take his life a long time ago in Tibet, and there he saw 3 monsters taking soul. Since then, he traveled the world, looking for traces of God. Young Jin-soo regrets how people claim that the new truth is linked to deadly influencer Arrowhead, another religious cult, and its leader is Skull Mask. These are former followers of the new truth who are more radical and commit crimes against those that speak out against their cult. They believe they are doing God's work and attack those they feel have done wrong in society. They influence young adults to hurt others and put it on a live feed. Arrowhead influence youngsters to attack a teacher. Kyung-hoon meets the teacher and his lawyer Min Hye-jin for questioning. The attackers are minors, so they cannot be prosecuted. Park Jung-jae, who arrives home to her children who wish her a happy birthday, but then, a spirit appears and tells her she has 5 days left until she's hellbound. Lawyer Min Hye-jin returns to her workplace where she meets Park Jung-jae and she tells her she is bound for hell, which causes confusion with colleagues. The moment when the spirit told her she was bound to help was recorded. Park Jung-jae explains that the new truth offered her $3 million to do a live broadcast of her death. Jung Jae hires Hye-jin to make sure her children receive the $3 million from the new truth once she has died. Hye-jin and her partners agree to represent her. Hye-jin, Kyung-hoon, and Jin-soo all meet in order to sign the contract for the $3 million payment. During this meeting, it is revealed that Jung Jae's children are from separate fathers, which piques the interest of Jin-soo, who is looking for the sin Jung Jae committed. Kyung-hoon receives a call from Hee-young. She's going to be staying over a friend's house, which he agrees to. But she's actually with Jin-soo, where she admits to blaming herself for what happened to her mother in the past. Jin-soo and Hee-jong capture and kill the man who killed her mother. They make his death seem like it was caused by the monsters. Jung-jae's details leaked by Kyung-hoon partner to Arrowhead. He is also the follower of Arrowhead. Hye-jin and Kyung-hoon both work together to try and take Jung-jae and her kids out before something bad happens. The time for the execution has come, and Jung Jae sits in her apartment. The house is set up with VIPs from the New Truth. They sat outside as a massive crowd joined to watch Jungjae's descent to hell. The monsters arrive and kill Jungjae while everyone watches. Everyone at the execution bows down after the death of Jungjae. Later we see that no one wants to leave their house in fear of committing a sin. Haejin and her partner are the only ones that do not bow and are targeted by both cults. Her office is also vandalized and her partner was later assaulted. Haejin's mother is also attacked by the Arrowhead followers and is beaten to death. Kyung-hun ends up finding out that his daughter was responsible for the death of his wife's killer. Kyung-hun meets up with Jin-soo, who tells him that he received a decree 20 years ago and that he is bound for hell in 10 minutes. However, he states that he never committed a sin and does not know why he got the decree 20 years ago. This shows that the decrees are random and have nothing to do with people committing sins. Jin-soo states he kept this secret so the people of the world can live a more righteous life. The monsters end up killing Jin-soo while Kyung-hun watches. The only person who knew about Jin-soo's secret was Pastor Jang Cheol, who will take Jin-soo's place as the chairman of the New Truth after Jin-soo's death. Once Haejin finds out the truth about both Jin-soo and Pastor Jang Cheol, the Arrowheads attack her and leave her for dead. The New Truth has now become very powerful. They are now a big corporation with museums and even run ads. Chairman Jang Cheol now runs the New Truth with his deacon Yuji, and publicly brands those who receive decrees as sinners. The New Truth has full control over the police and they regularly do live streams of executions. Chairman Jang Cheol overlooks the executions. Bae Young-jae. He is in charge of running a new ad for the New Truth, something he is not happy about. He's quickly shot down by his colleagues though, who berate him for questioning the cult. He has a wife, So Hyun, who is about to give birth to their first child. He notices his colleague Jun-won with a business card on his desk for something called Sodo Quick Loan. On the back, the words Yangpyeong fishing spot are scrawled. Young-jae decides to investigate later that evening, because he received a call from Jun-won's wife. She was worried about him. Young-jae is stopped by the Arrowhead thugs down by the lake, who seemingly play the role of police now. When he mentions shooting scenery, he's allowed to drive on. Young-jae makes it to the fishing spot, where Jun-won's car happens to be parked up. Jun-won is down by the water, despairing. It turns out he actually received a decree and he's bound for hell. He wants this to be kept a secret from everyone, deciding to die in peace and spare his family the shame of being branded a family of sinners. Sodo law firm are involved here, agreeing to hide his body and keep this a secret. The hell creatures show and kill Jun-won right in front of Young-jae. Producer Bae is eventually taken away after being injected with a syringe. He's told to forget what he's seen, as the death is covered up. However, the business card for Sodo Quick Loan remains by the side of the water, which later found by Yuji. Haejin now runs an organization called Sodo. She has survived her attack by the Arrowheads. People with decrees come to Sodo seeking protection from both the New Truth and the Arrowhead. At hospital, a nurse ends up recording a video of an angel decreeing that the Bae Young-jae baby will die in 3 days. Once Young-jae meets his wife So Hyun at the hospital, she shows him the video of the angel. Young-jae investigate and recognize the man from the fishing spot as Hye-yeong-jun. He immediately leaves the building, and hurries down to Hankook University, where he finds the professor in his office. He happens to be part of this secret organization, determined to keep those who receive their decrees quiet. Hyun-jun explains that the decree has nothing to do with sin and the lie was spread by Jin-soo. Meanwhile, Yuji visits a guy called Yong-seok, who's the latest victim that's going to be taken to hell. He finds another business card there, this time for Sodo laundry service, and decides to investigate further. Chairman Jang Cheol finds out that Haejin is still alive and runs the Sodo organization. He tells Yuji to find every member of Sodo and bring them in. Yuji tells his partner Sa Sung to bring in the Arrowhead for their help. Haejin meets with Young Jae and tells him she wants to do a live broadcast of his baby's execution to show the world the truth. If the people see an innocent baby is on the list of those about to die, then it could well make them question New Truth's lie. When he returns home, he lets his wife know about Soto's request. So Hyun blames herself for what's happened, pointing out how sinful her own mother was as reasoning for what's happened to them. Yuji is able to find members of Soto and eventually kills Hyun-jun by burning him alive. He ends up tracking down Haejin, but she ends up escaping after beating him up. So Hyun ends up taking her baby to the New Truth headquarters without telling Young Jae. So Hyun texts Young Jae that she is at the New Truth in order to find out how it is possible her baby got a decree. She's at the New Truth headquarters, and when Young Jae finds out, he's shocked. Yuji is the one to greet her and she hands over the USB stick to him, the one holding the video of baby decree. With the USB in hand, he leaves the room and immediately rings Chairman Kim, demanding he see this. With a meeting called, all of New Truth personnel wind up watching the video, reeling over what to do regarding this. Chairman Jang Chil orders the baby and So Hyun to be separated as this news cannot reach the world. Despite Haejin being wanted by many people, she just rocks up next to Young Jae in the New Truth headquarters. Young Jae, with the help of Haejin, ends up rescuing the baby. They hide out with the help of a man named Dongwook, who also got a decree. This guy used to be a follower of New Truth but turned away from them after realizing their ideology was false. The man turns out to be Skull Mask. With one day until the demonstration, Haejin worries that time is running out. Eventually So Hyun agrees to upload the video, and Dongwook helps them broadcast a video of the baby's decree on the internet. Dongwook slips outside and calls Chairman Kim, telling him he's grown disillusioned with everything. It turns out Dongwook actually received a decree 5 minutes after the baby's. Chairman Kim sees this as a great opportunity to manipulate the guy, claiming Dongwook is actually the Messiah. And he falls for it too. Tracking his signal, Deacon Yuji takes off with his followers and finds Haejin's parked car. However, Dongwook appears to be ready for them and kills several of the guards. Young Jae heads down and notices the bodies on the floor. Dongwook, who's now disguised in his skull mask getup. He intends to kill Haejin, Young Jae and So Hyun. After knocking out Young Jae, he races back into the room and rushes towards them. Haejin is ready for him though and begins beating the guy down. So Hyun runs out with the baby and a large crowd gathers. So Hyun explains what is about to happen to her baby. And the monsters arrive. So Hyun and Young Jae both cradle their baby between them and form a protective cocoon. The monsters kill So Hyun and Young Jae, but the baby was saved. Dongwook set to kill the child until Haejin jumps in. 5 minutes later, Skull Mask is taken by the monsters. New Truth are made out to be complete liars by an old man who questions their principles. Yuji loses his temper and beats the man to a pulp, in front of everyone. This action sees the police officer next to him turn and arrest Yuji for battery. Haejin takes the baby as the baby represents the truth. The final scene shows the remains of Park Jong-jae in a museum. She is put back together and comes back alive.